Welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable. I'm Sarah Van Tyne here with Ted Ings. Today we have some powerhouses of fixed operations with us, Ted, and I'm excited to see what the conversation's going to hold.
Sarah, really honored to have with us David Spisak, the one and only of Disruptive Growth Solutions, joining us today on the panel with Euwart Anderson from Vehlo. Gentlemen, welcome to the Fixed Ops Roundtable.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. Glad to be here.
David, great to see you. You have a lot on the go. Kind of bring us up to speed. And by the way, fixed operations, you're right, is at the heart of what's happening right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I do have a lot going on, a couple products that we're introducing, Net Profit and Smart Dealer, which is the first insight platform for the industry. But what we're here to talk about is fixed ops. And I think the best thing for me to start out with is I went onto LinkedIn and gave my top 8 predictions for this year. And I like to put myself out there so that people could say, you were wrong or right. But one of those is that fixed operations is going to become the core, the leader in terms of net profit. And yes, you're going to do more revenue in new. Yes, you're going to do more revenue in used. However, if what you care about is net profit, you better be looking hard at fixed operations.
Euwart, what do you think? Is that about right?
I think that sounds about right for 2 reasons. One, the age of every used car is getting older and older by the year. So if you're not doing fixed ops right, then you're missing out on the highest margin revenue you could possibly generate, right? And number 2, that's why we brought these brands together. Like, we've done the research, we see the market, perfectly aligns with your assessment.
Vehlo has some great brands in the market. We'll talk about that in a moment. Sarah, we're seeing a whole lot here in terms of technology really upping the game for dealers this year.
We are, Ted, and David, it's incredible to listen to just all of the different insights that are happening in the industry. And really at the heart of what we're seeing in this innovation, it's really centered about the customer experience and that retention strategy.
It is. And I love that you brought that up, because in another life, I'm a partner in a large restaurant group, 4 and 5-star restaurant group. We have 5 great restaurants here. And when you go to great restaurants, you think of amazing food. Why would you not? But what separates us is hospitality. You think about, whether it's a Michelin star or whether it's a top 100 restaurants in the world. I mean, all 100 have great food. What separates the best of the best is not the food, it's the hospitality. So, everything and anything that you could do to leverage technology, you can't abdicate responsibility to tech, but you got to leverage great technology like you have here to be able to allow your people to energize the experience with the client, to deliver a superior client experience. And by making the interaction between the associate and with them more streamlined, less friction, less brain damage, it allows them to focus on their personality and on the positive energy that is what the customer at the end of the day is going to remember.
And Vehlo really has hospitality at the heart of what your company is all you get to provide for dealerships. How are you seeing this kind of approach being applied in the data and software?
Yeah, I think in 2 ways. One, we certainly want to make sure that we're allowing and freeing up the hands and the voices of the dealer to spend time doing the things that technology can't, right? So we want technology to do every single transactional step that doesn't require a person to personalize, that touch. And in today's age, that's expected by any consumer anyway, right? It's the Amazon era. So there is this expectation of automation. But when it comes to things that are really important, like their second largest purchase, a vehicle, and the thing that keeps their family safe, they do want someone to be behind that microphone or behind that technology that can bridge that gap. So what our technology is really geared to do, and we're learning how to do that more and more every day with our dealers, with roughly 9,000 dealers, we're really listening to not just the dealer feedback, but the consumer feedback. We do a lot of surveying with our dealer customer to make sure those customers are getting the satisfaction that they expect from us. And it's not, and to your point, it's not just from us. They have that expectation set in every retail experience they have, right? There's an old saying I heard from a mentor. People remember somewhat what you do and somewhat what you say, but they remember most how you make them feel. Yes. And that hospitality resonates well with our customers.
I agree with that 100%. And, the secret to great tech, there's a couple things I would say. Number one rule of business is to make it as fast, simple, and easy for a client to hand you money. Sounds preposterous, but every one of us can say, hey, we've had experiences where it was so difficult to buy something. I just want to give you my money. So that's one. But you know what number 2 is, or number 1A? You got to make it as fast, simple, and easy for your associates to be able to make that happen. And in terms of the technology, brilliant technology allows you to get the outcome you want, but the client doesn't feel it. Do you know what I mean? So I think that when you have those brilliant pieces of technology, they live under the covers and they're not visible, but they allow me, when I walk in, to make magic happen. I don't know what you have as tech. I don't honestly care. I really don't.
That's right.
I just want the end result. And when you could do that by bringing together a group of products that allows that to happen, that's brilliant.
Euwart, I think that's a perfect segue over to what you've done at DealerPay by bringing that as a brand on the Vehlo platform. You've made it easier for the customer to pay. Modern payment convenience. There was a time, Tully has told us this, David, that when customers had to go pay for their service, they had to stand at a cashier window. Okay, how inconvenient. And now you've made modern payment convenience a thing, Euwart, where the customer can pay remotely and mobily as well.
That's right. I think that the other side of that coin is the safety behind it, like with the interest in making sure that not only can they make that payment as you described,
Yes.
they can also make that payment with security and confidence, knowing that their information is not being, fraudulently accessed or exposed in any particular way. DealerPay has done a fantastic job of building a best-in-class payments platform that really protects not only the dealer but the consumer, from that type of experience, which we know today is running rampant.
Yeah, you know that it's interesting. I share this with dealers all the time. Once any consumer experiences a superior way of doing anything, think Uber, think originally PayPal, think Venmo, think what you go to your bank and you deposit a check through your bank app. Want you to walk into any bank in America. There used to be a line on payroll day. You remember that? There'd be 15, 20 people. You're all excited to put your check in. Go into a bank, they've gone from 8 tellers down to 1, and the 1 is like the Maytag repair person. They're lonely. So once the person experiences a superior way to do something, they never want to go back. So it's interesting, because if you're a fixed operations, you may not think, why do I need that? Well, why do you need that is you don't want to give any client one reason to think about going somewhere else. And if somebody else has DealerPay and you don't, guess what? They're going to go there. You know why? The number one reason they come to us is convenience, right? They come to you for location, but if it's not convenient, if it's not simple and easy, they have options. And they're not interested in going back to the old way, lining up at the cashier's window. They want in and out like they're a Formula One race car driver.
David, what do you see on the horizon for 2026? We're early in the year, but you see a lot of innovations. You're on the forefront of a lot yourself. You see things that are happening before we see them out at the dealers. What's on the horizon for us this year?
An exhaustive amount of the use of the word AI or the term AI that's fatiguing. And I would just caution people, because not all AI is the same.
Yes.
And, I hear the word agentic or agents, and there's things that you have to know about where that source is. Is it built on open? Is it built on, a proprietary platform? At the end of the day, you want something that's battle tested. One of the things, I've known Dennis McGinn forever. Rapid recon, this isn't something he cooked up, in his mind when he was eating breakfast at Denny's or wherever this morning or 2 years ago. This is something that he tested in the real world for years and years in a very structured but kind of old school way, where you had to notch, okay, yes, I had to do that. And this thing has grown up and it's been battle tested. DealerPay, Text to Drive, I've known for quite a while. These things, Dealer Logic, they've all been battle tested. So one of the things I would say is you're going to see an exhaustive amount of solutions. It's overwhelming. There's 2,300 booths, Ted. There's 85 different categories, right? You need a whole team of people just like to descend like mercenaries and be able to check everything out. And I would just say, listen, you don't want vendors. Dealers don't want vendors. They want partners. That's right. Vendor is over. Technology is over. They want solutions. And I think that's the key thing I would leave them with as you wander through NADA. Don't be a silver bullet seeker. Find somebody and a partner that could actually help you solve the problem. And the problem is that you want to solve is really your client's problem and your associate's problem.
Euwart, I give you the last word.
Yeah, I think the last word is collaboration and partnership. And that's 2 words, not one. But when I think about when I think about, I did. When I think about how the industry is coalesced today, I mean, no one wants 9 people to hold accountable, because that means no one's accountable. They want one throat to choke or hand to shake, right? And we're that. And we also know sometimes that we're not that. And we're happy to tell a dealer that we can't deliver what it is you're looking for, and we're going to help you find that thing, right? And I think that's where real partnership comes from. Real partnership comes from truth.
Yep. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Great conversation here today.
Pleasure to join you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
David, great.
Nice to meet
great
you.
To see you and Euwart on the same stage. This is fantastic.
Thank you.
It's a privilege.
Always a pleasure. And thank you. Thank you. I say this every time. Ted, thank you that you work. Sarah, you guys work tirelessly to put focus and amplification on a department, which should be the first thing dealers are thinking of.
Okay.
But it's still, for many dealers, we're not there yet. So thank you for never giving up on that mission.
David Spisak, thank you so much. Kind words. David Spisak and Euwart Anderson here with Sarah Van Tyne and I. We're here at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, and we're going to be right back.